أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم أما يتساءلون عن النبأ العظيم الذي هم فيه مختلفون صدق الله العلي العظيم. Lecture number 5 and topic is phylum Chordata, mean vertebrate animals, the animals who have this is our topic, vertebrate classification, lecture number 5 for the first year class. And I will tell you first of all the characters of the chordates which will differentiate from invertebrates. I was telling in the last day they are bilateria, they have bilateral symmetry, they have notochord. Don't worry about this word notochord because the notochord, you know, that is the structure which is present at the back side of the vertebrates during developmental stage, and in our body that notochord changes to vertebral column. And I would talk about the central nervous system is much developed, mean brain is much developed, and we mean we chordates have gills openings during larval stage. In fishes these gill openings remain gills. In our body they change into the openings of the ear. So and I talk about some other thing about that. We had complex life cycle, complex organogenesis, almost all systems are developed. And first of all, subphylum, the vertebrata. Vertebrata mean they have vertebral column. When they have no notochord, they have vertebral column. This is the difference between vertebrates and chordates. And their main phylum is the Pisces. Pisces mean fishes, and it include which phylums are included in the Pisces. Look here, the chondrichthyes, osteichthyes. So Pisces divided into two groups of the fishes, chondrichthyes, osteichthyes. Chondrichthyes are cartilaginous fishes, mean they consist of the cartilage, and osteichthyes, osteichthyes, these are the fishes with the bones. Especially I will tell you these are the bony fishes and they are more developed fishes. Their gill slits are covered by a bony frame that is called operculum, operculum. That is the difference between bony fishes and tetrapods. We are basically tetrapods because tetrapods with having the four limbs we have, they are divided into many groups. Technically they are divided into amphibia, frog type animal, reptilia, crocodile type animals, aves, these are the birds, and these are the mammalia. And mammals, we belong to mammals also have the three groups I will discuss. So these are the fishes groups. And chondrichthyes, I explained you about the chondrichthyes. These are the fishes characters. And chondrichthyes mean body is fusiform, like reduce the friction, spindle shaped like this one. I make figure like this one, so that friction like aeroplane, to reduce the friction. Placoid scales, there are many scales in some animals, but the scales in these fishes are placoid scales. You can see these placoid scales in the figure. These are the scales that is visible to you. These are the scales, placoid scales present in these fishes. And the mouth present on the ventral side. If you see these animals, this is a mouth present, this is the dorsal side and this is the ventral side. So mouth present at the ventral side, that is also clear. Now would like to talk about endoskeleton composed of cartilage, that I told you because these are the cartilaginous fishes, and these belong to group chondrichthyes. We go back to the bony fishes. They are much developed osteichthyes. There is technically the swim bladder present, and they show buoyancy mean that swim bladder is the organ, is the structure inside fish in which the gases go, and gases makes the fish heavier or lighter, due to which they move up to the surface and they move down to the surface by increasing weight, by decreasing weight, by swim bladder. So this is a unique. And operculum, you know, these are the fishes which has the operculum osteichthyes, and they are much developed. The sharks are much developed fishes, these are the ostrich thighs, and stingray because that can create almost a stinging organs by which it is very dangerous. It can secrete the poisons. Electric ray, another type of fish which has electric current, and they have large bones. Whales, sharks, almost also the vertebrates. So these are the animals which are included in the fishes: coneless thighs, ostrich thighs. So what is the advantage of fish life? Advantage of the fish life is that their mouth is terminal, their gills, they can respire by the gills, they don't need the lungs. The two chambered heart is present. One is atrium, one atrium present, and one ventricle present. Only these sexes are separate. But in case of land adaptation is that land adaptation mean what are the modification in the fishes due to which it can remain in the water. They have the fins, due to which there are fins, mean they had several fins, due to which they are just helping in the locomotion. They are moving the water at the back side. There are many fins. One is a caudal fin, one is a tail fin, and that tail fin also balanced by each other. So they are they are in the paired form. We talk about a dipnoi type of the fish, which was the fossil, and that was the basically evolutionary between the aquatic life and the desert land life and the land life. It was laying eggs on the land, and land affords a great variety of breeding places. Land life is more successful life because the breeding opportunity is more, reproductive opportunity is more. Eggs are protected more by shells. You know that eggs are not much protected in the water as compared to the, and other type of modification is also take place. The lungs are formed. Flying attitude also present in the land animal, terrestrial animals. The birds can fly. Reason is that because they have the wings. Aquatic animals cannot fly. And also the cold blooded animals are those animals which cannot maintain their body temperature, mean they are not much developed. So aquatic animals are cold blooded animals, they are not much developed. And mammals, more developed group of the animals, like we are the mammals, we are the warm blooded animals. I will say in second year these terms, ectotherm and homeotherm, which if I will do that topic. Go back to the group of the another group, amphibia. We explain the amphibia. So amphibians, what are the amphibians? Amphibian dipnoi was the fish which was between amphibia and the fishes. Amphibian example is a frog. Four chambered heart is present, and limbs are formed in place of the fins. Limbs are there. They are tetrapods, mean they consist of the limbs. Four limbs are there. Tetrapods mean four limbs are there. And look here, they have the limbs are formed in place of the fins. Fins are not present. They are cold blooded. And frog pigment is present in the skin to prevent the dryness. That is a chromatophore. Sexes are separate. And also one thing more about the frog, I will tell you, they are anamniote. Anamniote mean they don't consist of amnion. Amnion is a very true membrane to protect the egg during the reproduction or during the egg laying. So amniote, amnion, chorion, because they have amniotic sac. The animals which consist of amnions, they are more developed. Mammals group and birds group belong to amniotes. Even the reptiles also amniotes. We'll go back to the another word which I wanted to speak in case of amphibia. Chromatophore are the pigments which are found in the skin of the frog, and they also behave like glands. They are pigmented cells, but they are they also prevent the frog in identification and also in the dryness. Scales are absent because scales are present only in the fishes. And we talk about the reptilia. Reptiles, frogs lays egg in water. Reptiles lays egg in the land. So this is a more evolutionary character when you are moving from the less developed class to more developed class. The reptiles, you know, yolky egg is there, yolks are present, the eggs are present. Eggs are amniotes, mean they consist of a membrane which protect the egg. Reptiles are still poikilotherms. What are the poikilotherms? Don't worry about this term, because I told these are cold-blooded animals is a poikilotherms, and warm-blooded animals are called hemotherms. Ectotherm, endotherm, I will explain. So poikilotherm, hemotherm, two terms are, you can use simple words, cold-blooded animals. And one thing about I will tell you, that the chamber of the heart, if you talk about the fish, one atrium and one auricle. In case of crocodile, four chambered of the heart is present, mean four chambered heart is present in almost in all reptiles, but in the crocodile, this membrane between right ventricle and the left ventricle, that is complete, I will explain, that is 100% complete. This membrane between right ventricle and the left ventricle, this membrane is complete, mean this membrane name, first of all I will tell you, that is interventricular septum, and interventricular septum is complete. So this layer is complete. So interventricular septum is complete in only one reptile. And once again I will tell you the general character of reptile. This layer has small pores in other reptiles except crocodile, but good thing is that ventricles are two. In amphibia, one ventricle present, so at least two ventricles are present in reptiles. Still there are pores in interventricular septum, but crocodile shows much modification and resemble mammals and the birds. Now talk about some example of the reptiles. Crocodile, I have gave you example, the aves. The birds, you know, they have the body in which pectoral girdle mean your shoulder girdle is weak, is shoulder girdle is more strong. Over leg, over hands are not, over forelimbs are not much strong. Their wings are more strong because pectoral muscles, because they will move and their body will for flying purpose they need a strong pectoral muscles. I will speak one word here, archaeopteryx. That is the actually reptile, that is a reptile, and that resembles the birds. If you see archaeopteryx characters, that was basically fossils, that is the animal has been become extinct, that was reptile, but having characters of the birds. So you can see that archaeopteryx type animals evolve into the birds because they were having a beak with the teeth. Even teeth are not present in the birds, but still it was having a shape of birds, with having some characters of reptiles like tail and some characters of reptiles having teeth, but the modification of the muscles, wings are present, and flying attitude resemble the birds. Character of the birds, you know, that is very easy because their skeleton is light because they wanted to fly. Their metabolic activity will be more. Their lungs consist of more sacs, air sacs, because oxygen concentration must be more reason, because they have to fly. Only lungs will not be able to fulfill the need of oxygen, so some additional air sacs are present. One thing I will tell you, that is difference between the human body and the birds. They consist of syrinx. They consist of the syrinx. What is the syrinx? These are the voice organs, and voice organs normally present in the mammals, yani in our body, at the top of the trachea. I will teach you in first chapter of second year, and that is the glottis, and that is the larynx near the glottis, voice box. The voice box not present at the top of the trachea. It is present in the birds in different way at the base of the trachea, and that is not the larynx, that is syrinx. So that is the also difference between the birds and the mammals, because these both groups, main important, they are warm blooded animals. They can maintain their body temperature, and also they have a well developed heart, and their metabolic system is much higher. Their nitrogenous waste component is uric acid, because uric acid don't need much water. Over is urea, and over in the mammals the nitrogenous waste component is urea. In the aquatic animals, dear students, the nitrogenous waste component is released in the form of ammonia, because ammonia need more water. So because the fish is living in the water, they don't need they have no scarcity of the water is available, so they can release their nitrogenous waste component in the form of ammonia. We are medium living between water and air, so we need some water but not much water, so we remove the urea, need medium water. Ammonia is less soluble in water, urea is medium water in the soluble, and uric acid is maximum soluble, is maximum soluble in water, so that even very less amount of water required to remove the uric acid from the body. That's why nature gave uric acid as a nitrogenous waste component to the birds. We talk about the mammals. Mammals are evolved, once again one point very important, that reptiles evolve into the mammals, reptiles evolve into the birds. So Archaeopteryx reptile was having character of the birds. So here two animals, one is a cotylosaurus that resemble the mammals, and one is the warnope. That animal resemble, that was reptile but having characters of the mammal, so we can assess these two animals changed into mammals, mean evolution take place. Very important characters of the class mammals, because we belong to mammals. We have a pinna external ear for beauty. The nature gave us the pinna and three bones of the ear. You studied in structure of ear, malleus, incus, move. These are the only movable bones. Four chambered, complete chambered heart is present, where that complete membrane, interventricular septum and interarterial septum is complete. Left aortic arch is present. Look here, this is also important. In the birds, if you talk about that, this is the heart. In the birds, the blood from come back, blood goes to different parts of the body from right side. So right systemic arch is present in the birds. Clear? In the human body, the birds, in the human body, mean in the mammals, the blood goes from the left ventricle from the left side. So left systemic arch, don't worry, aorta and systemic arch almost same, so you can use left aortic arch. This is very simple. Birds, right aortic arch, from right side aorta goes, and in the mammals, in the humans, the aorta goes from the left side to supply. So we can assess that these are the first animals which can give birth to their offspring. They are viviparous, and egg-laying mammals are there, but still I will tell you that viviparous, that is oviparous, when egg-laying mammals are oviparous. So now groups of the mammals, three main group of the mammal. Prototheria, these are the reptile-like mammals. They have some characters of reptile. Duck-bill platypus and spiny anteater is the example, and they resemble the reptiles. How they resemble the reptile? They have their urinogenital system, their excretory system and reproductive system resemble the reptile, because they have cloaca where the nitrogenous waste component and digestive waste component will be stored for some time. They are mammals because they have mammary gland, because that is the main character of mammary gland. They can nourish their young ones by the milk, because they have the mammary gland are controlled by the hormone oxytocin from the pea gland. Will teach you in second year. Metatheria, pouched mammals, medium developed mammals, also found in Australia. Kangaroo, opossum is example. Marsupium, mean they have their animals are not much completely developed inside the uterus, so they give birth, but after birth they store the animal in a pouch for some time to provide enough temperature. In that time there is a nipple of mammary gland in the pouch. They will provide the nourishment, and after some time they will grow and they will become the developed offspring. We mammals, human beings, are belong to eutheria, because in the uterus we have a placenta which is a link between mother and the baby, and that also provide the nutrition to the baby by help of a tube umbilical cord, and that will provide complete nutrition to the baby, and complete nutrition to the baby takes place inside the body for the 9 months, and the fertilization take place in oviduct tube, which is also called fallopian tube, and implantation of the embryo take place in the uterus, which is the main reproductive tube of the human. Inner layer of the uterus is called the endometrium, and ovaries produce egg in oogenesis process. Opening of oviduct is a oviductal funnel, and fertilization take place in oviduct. Implantation, attachment of the human embryo, which is also called fetus, attached with the uterus inner layer, and that placenta is very important. That's why that is called as, we are a mammals, human mammals, and the other mammals, the developed mammals, they are called placental mammals because their female has placenta. So dear students, this was lecture number this was the lecture about the vertebrate classes, vertebrate animals, and you studied fishes, the amphibia, reptilia, and the mammalia. Thank you.